Hello everyone and welcome to my very first Q&A. Today I am answering the one question every bride seems to be searching for answers to. How much do wedding planners in Ghana charge for their services? If you are a bride-to-be watching this, well, I wish you many congratulations on your wedding. If you are an aspiring wedding planner who's watching this, I hope to be able to give you a bit more insight into wedding planning fees here in Ghana. So regardless where you are in the world, the fundamentals really remain the same. There are 4 ways a wedding planner will charge you for putting together the incredible wedding you both envisage. The first is the hourly rate, the second is the flat fee or fixed rate, the third is the percentage rate, and the fourth is the commission from vendors rate. Let me expand. So as an example, if you approach me and said, Gloria, I need your help to put together recommended venues and recommended vendors for my upcoming wedding, I would probably sit with you in an hour or 2-hour consultation, in which case I will be charging you an hourly rate. In Ghana, that hourly rate averages at about $30 to $40 an hour. So we would sit and talk about your wedding, and I will give you recommendations which you will take away and plan your wedding yourself. Now let's talk about the flat rate or the fixed rate. If you approach me and you said, Gloria, I need help to put together my wedding, can you help me put everything together? Then I will sit with you again in multiple consultations. My fixed or flat fee will not only include the fee for your consultations, it will also include things like doing a venue research and finding out the best venue that will fit your wedding needs. It will include sitting with different vendors and talking about contracts and negotiating those contracts on your behalf. It will also include things like putting together a mood board or inspiration board for your wedding, which depicts how you would want your wedding to look like. It would include all of that, and in addition, it will also include me being present on your wedding day to coordinate all of these vendors that we have selected together and make sure that your wedding goes off without a hitch. The third method is the percentage fee. So depending on a wedding planner's experience and expertise in the industry, they will charge you between 10% and 20% of your entire wedding budget. So if you put together everything, inclusive of how much you're paying all of the different vendors, photographer, videographer, caterer, venue, if you put all of those figures together, your wedding planner will charge you a 10%, a 15%, or a 20% rate. As an example, if your entire wedding budget came to $100,000, then a 10% rate will mean that you will be paying your wedding planner a fee of $10,000. Now, it usually has a cap. So, as an example, again, if your wedding budget was below a certain amount, let's say that, as an example, your wedding budget is $5,000. Obviously, it will be very challenging for a wedding planner to charge you $500 to put together everything that you need on your wedding day. So a cap will be applied. In the same way, if you had a budget of, let's say, $200,000 and a wedding planner was charging you 20% of that, it will mean that it will be a bit too much. So again, a cap will be applied. So it may say something like 10%, but no more than $10,000, or 10%, but no less than $1,000. And that's the fee that you would be paying to your wedding planner to put together your wedding. The fourth method is my least favorite method, the commission from vendors. Now, what the commission from vendors fee means really is that your wedding planner may not charge you anything at all. You as a bride-to-be may be delighted with this. However, the cons of that is that your wedding planner will probably be choosing the vendors who will be paying her the most commission. So even if a photographer is not a good fit for you, your wedding planner may push that photographer simply for the fact that that photographer is paying her a commission of 20% as compared to a 5% commission from a different photographer who may be the best fit for you. It will also mean that she will be pushing you towards certain venues which may not be a good fit for you, simply for the same reason that the venue may be paying her a much higher commission. I just feel, well, for an aspiring wedding planner, I would stay away from commissions because I feel like it sounds a bit too shady. And a lot of wedding planners keep this away from their brides-to-be. I wouldn't ascribe to a commission rate, but hey, if you want that, well, it is available to you. So now you have an idea of how wedding planners charge for their wedding planning services. Eventually, how much you pay a wedding planner for their services to put together your wedding will be dependent on different things, and therefore you may find variations in fees. Things like experience. If a wedding planner has 10 years of experience doing this, then I can bet you that their fees will be a little higher than somebody who's just started. And also it means that your risk in hiring that experienced wedding planner is much lower. Same things may affect the total amount a wedding planner charges you for their services as well. For instance, if your wedding included 100 guests at home, it will obviously involve less complexities as compared to if you were planning a destination wedding outside of Accra with a wedding planner based in Accra. So for instance, if that destination wedding had 500 guests, it had things like your wedding ceremony, a pre-dinner cocktail, and a lot more inside of your dinner, it would require a lot more complexities, and therefore the fee that your wedding planner eventually charges you between 100 guests at home and 500 guests at, let's say, the Royal Saint-Chi may be different. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, do remember to hit the subscribe button below and let's stay connected. Thank you and see you next week.